I have in front of me here a 16-way digital video recorder or 16 camera DVR. Okay, comes in this presentation box here, so you can see it's actually very, very compact. And what we're going to look at now is the actual DVR itself. We're going to look at the ancillary equipment that comes with it. So the first thing to note here is the actual mouse, which you can see here, and there's a USB port on it. Okay, we have the power unit here. It comes with a 3-pin plug, and the output on this is 12 volts and 4 amp. Okay, we have a remote control, which you see here. We have a mini CD here, and we also have a user manual, and also with that user manual, a little pack in the back and a set of screws in it, and they are for adding internal hard drives into this. And this actually supports two 2-terabyte hard drives, so you can have access up to 4 terabytes inside here. It's pretty impressive storage capacity on it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to look at the front of the box and then look at the back of the box and cover the main features on it. So covering the front of this is actually going to be a relatively straightforward process, because if we come along here, we can see here, we just have a power on-off indicator with the IR sensor, with the escape button, and we've up and down, left and right, and the menu buttons here as well. Okay? So it's pretty straightforward there. And if we turn around and look at the back of the DVR here, we can see it's amazingly compact in terms of what we've achieved here. So what we have here is, starting from one here, it runs all the way to 16 cameras. So there's B&C connections here, and each of these could in theory be connected to a camera. So, you know, we'll say that the range of DVRs in terms of size is 4, 8, 16 would be least common, but we'll say with something like this here, you have the extra storage capacity and you have the ability, but not necessarily the need, to go over all the cameras that you have available that you can add on. In terms of the audio here, we can see that there's 2 audio outs here. And there's a video out, or there's an audio out, sorry, and a video out here as well. And then the audio wing, you have 1, 2, 3 and 4, okay, marked on it. In terms of the Ethernet port there, so you can network this, you can set it up so you can access it at a later point on your iPhone or a PC, something like that. There's 2 USB ports here, so you can use this, let's say, if you wanted to come along and you wanted to upgrade the software firmware on the box, if you wanted to take a recording, let's say that was on your hard drive, and put it onto a USB key or an external hard drive, or if you wanted to add on this mouse, which we showed earlier with the USB connection on it. In terms of if you go and you want to connect this onto, let's say, a monitor and be able to see what's on it nearby, you can see here that we have VGA output here. We also have the power input here from the power unit we showed earlier, and there's an RS485 here, and that can be used for things like adding on a PTZ camera, which would be a camera with a pan tilt zoom, so you can actually control it and adjust it from there. So what we'll do then is just sort of in summary on this particular one is that we have the range of the DVRs. This is the larger one of it. In terms of, we'll say, this DVR, in our test on it, it's actually been very, very good. In terms of like being good in picture resolution, the user menu on it is very good. And in terms of the steps of setting this up on, we'll say, your iPhone, things like that, it's a pretty straightforward process. And it's actually the same software we can use, we'll say, on our iPhone that we're using with the more expensive range of professional DVRs that we have here as well. So this really has a niche in the market. We believe it's mainly aimed at people who are putting in DVRs for their own houses, but also would say it'd be attractive to people who are doing professional installs as well, because of the ease of networking and etc. So that's it anyway, an overview of the 16 camera DVR available on tvtrade.ie.